When it comes to you guys are actually developing a game for non-VR as well. So are the projects being done separately, or will they be similar experiences?
They are done separately, that's correct. Yeah. However, they share the same universe. So characters that you might see in the VR experience might be characters that you see in the full game for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
And how do you see the VR experience expanding? Can you do an entire game where you're in a wheelchair?
Well, this is basically a pretty good business survey, right? Being here at E3, having people try it out, and so far so good. I think you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, so I think that's exactly what we needed to do, right? We needed to announce our headset. We needed to announce a playable demo. We got people here, they got to try it out, and based on this, we'll make the decision whether or not to continue developing or to try something else. So far so good, however.
Are you guys talking all about the non-VR experience here?
We're talking about it a little, but there's really not that much to say about it now because we don't want to start talking about it too soon. The game's slated for sometime next year, and we don't want to talk about it too early because there's a craze going on in the game industry right now where everyone needs to start talking about their game as soon as possible. You got early access, you got Kickstarter, that spoils the fun. It spoils the suki. You only have one opportunity to surprise the consumer, to surprise your community. Let's treasure that. Let's keep that close at heart. Yeah.
Have you guys got an idea from VR of how long someone can be in this world and be okay? I mean, it's one thing to do 4 minutes, another thing to play 3 hours.
Yeah, you're totally right. We're still too early in the race of VR to see, what the perfect timing is. 4 minutes worked fine at E3. Maybe, 3 hours is too much. Maybe 12 hours is okay, depending on the experience. I would say it all depends on what kind of game experience you got, as well as the quality of the headset that you're using, and probably a bunch of other factors that we don't know about, but that we will know about in 2 years' time.
And when it comes to the actual home version, you wouldn't have someone handing you a shotgun, so you'd also have to incorporate those kinds of things into the gameplay experience, because once you put those goggles on, you can't see.
Yeah, correct. And the cool thing about the E3 experience is that it was obviously made specifically to be showed at an event like this, right? For a home experience, we probably have some other kind of peripheral, but the cool thing as well is that we can actually showcase that using the tracking system that we have, we can actually use peripherals and hook them to the game, and that's the really cool thing to take with you.
Yeah, and it's cool to be able to see those peripherals in the game and to be able to aim accurately at zombies.
Yeah, I think it brings it to an additional level of immersion when you do that, because you get shotguns in many kind of games, right? But you don't get a shotgun in-game as well as in reality with a VR helmet on that often. So that was probably your first time when that happened.
Do you feel the pacing of this would also be good for an actual video game experience? The TV show itself has a very, very slow pace and zombies come and go. But for something like this, can that kind of pacing work for a long period of time?
I would definitely think it would work for a long period of time. As I said, I would say the pacing, the time you play, everything is dependent on what type of game it is. So for this type of gameplay that we see here, you could definitely keep it going for several hours and get a very, very cool experience without having people, tire or get bored or stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of work put into it, even though it's a few minutes. So yeah, people need to realize that too. But we're so early in the VR race, as I said, it's too soon to say what experience will work and what won't. But I think in our case, for this one specifically, it really worked.